Where are we? Where are we?
Table and black box.
So,
So we would like to welcome today those brave souls who survived the temptation of the warm sun rays of springtime, which is usually not easy to oppose. After all, we could dedicate our time today to other purposes, like, bathing in the sun somewhere, at the beach or whatever. So whoever makes this decision to come and spend a Sunday to listen from Bhagavad Gita certainly is a very unusual and rare soul. So, as we all know, Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Arjuna. It is a more up-to-date dialogue as we can imagine, even if it was spoken almost 5,000 years ago. It illustrates the classical dilemma we are facing here while living in this world. Our ignorance about ourselves, that many will oppose right away and say, what do you mean? I don't know who I am. Of course I know. I have my passport, I have my identity, I have my designations. I'm Danish, I'm German, I'm American, I'm who knows what. We all know these things can be changed, they're external. So Krishna consciousness is dealing with a real problem, the cause. And that, if you don't know the cause, one will be always puzzled about the effect, about the result. Like, people don't connect hammer, nail and finger, the pain in the finger, they don't connect it to the fact that you hammered a nail in a wall. And instead of the nail, you hit your finger. So, the question is, who is causing you the pain, the hammer or the nail, or that's already a question, right? Who is the cause of our miseries and our pain? Usually we very quickly point to something else, somebody else. But Krishna consciousness is the real introspective process to find out who actually is causing the actions, who is actually causing the pain, who is actually causing even the pleasure. Because from spiritual point of view, pleasure and pain in the material world is the same. Pleasure is just another side from pain, it's the same coin, it's the same currency. I can say which kind of side of euro I like better. It's the same currency, it's the same paper, it's the same coin. So here in Bhagavad Gita, like example in the 13th chapter, in text 21, we find described who is actually the cause of that, what is happening around us. Who caused it today is this kind of temperature? Who caused it now springtime arrived? And who caused it actually we are sitting here and just watching the display around us? We don't really understand much how it's happening and why it's happening. So Krishna says, Gharya Gurana Kartritve Hetu Praktiruchyate Purusha Sukhadukanam Bhoktritve Heturuchyate. Nature is said to be the cause of all material causes and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of the various sufferings and enjoyment in this world. So we have our part to play, certainly. There's a popular philosophy, this is what's called Mayavada, that we are just placed in this world. I didn't do it. We are more like victims of the circumstances. One day I woke up and I was here born to a mother, father, in a country I don't know. So here I am, yeah. And that's how I live. I just watch what's happening and go along with that. That takes various forms. I'm coming originally from the 60s, That's classical hippie philosophy. Let's wake up and watch what will happen. Somebody comes and offers you some intoxication, just take it. And somebody takes away something, just take it too. And somebody gives something, fine. Let's just live into the day. With no particular idea, really. Let's just see the world around passing by, like in some kind of theatre performance. Well, it doesn't really work like this. Because we will have to make some decisions on the way. There's constant some decision imposed upon us. Shall I do this or shall I do that? Or shall I go here and shall I go there? Like I mentioned in the beginning, whoever came here today made a conscious decision. No, I will not go out there and stare into the sun and get more brown. I will be going to the Hare Krishna and sit in a Sunday feast and hear from Bhagavad Gita. It's a conscious decision. So we have a decision to be made, and therefore we are the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments. But the rest is arranged by the material energy, of course. Prabhupada comments, the different manifestation of body and senses among the living entities are due to material nature. There are 8,400,000 different species of life, and these varieties are creation of the material nature. They arise from the different sensual pleasures of the living entity, who thus desires to live in this body or that body. When he is put into different bodies, he enjoys different kinds of happiness and distress. His material happiness and distress are due to his body, and not to himself as he is. In his original state, there is no doubt of enjoyment. Therefore, that is his real state. But because of the desire to lord it over material nature, to control his nature, he is in the material world. In a spiritual world, there is no such thing. The spiritual world is pure, but in the material world, everyone is struggling hard to acquire different kinds of pleasure for the body. So this is the basic guideline for everybody in this material world. It's called Karshati, the fight with this material energy, because it's opposing us. We have to actually work. Work means, in the terms of Bhagavad Gita, activity. We have to be active. Even a very lazy person who decides, I will not do anything, it's a hard work, actually, not to do anything. Because somebody will always come and try to cause you to do something, and you have to oppose. No, I will not do anything. It's really hard to be lazy. It's really hard work. So, we have to constantly struggle in the terms of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. This is 4 needs this body has. There is so much struggle on the way. How do we get eating? Well, we have to get some food, and food doesn't come for free, it's not flying here in the street like this. So we have to go and buy it. Whoa, where we get the money, to go. And nothing is actually for free. Sleeping, somebody said, well, that's for free. That I can do anytime. Really? If you calculated the flat or the apartment you are living, as you sleep, let's say 8 hours, well, every hour the rent is clicking, it costs. So the sleep doesn't come for free. You sleep because you rented the place and the rent is going on hour by hour as you sleep. So you must pay the rent. Even you don't do anything, you just sleep. And eating, sleeping, mating, sex life, people think so bad, it doesn't cost anything. No, I mean, there are plenty of people in Denmark, they don't charge anything for sex life. So why not? It's freely available on every corner. The price can get very expensive. We know that. And there are experienced professionals who actually have to pay a lot for their sex life, starting for the illicit children, ending up for the special treatment of some, and ultimately you can even pay with your own life, dying on AIDS. Yes, that's a pretty high price. Yes. But that's all the payment. Yeah, pay. Then all the emotional distress and all the struggle and all the fear, and for a few minutes, let's agree. The average in America, this research, Americans are very good on statistics. The average of sex is 3 minutes. So for 3 minutes, you may end up suffering for 30 years. It's easy. So it's really kind of, if I would tell you, you can really 3 minutes enjoy. And without a doubt, sex is the highest pleasure in this world. But then for 30 years I will slap you in the face like this. Will you make such a deal? I mean, people do such a deal. They think, yeah, it's a good deal. 3 minutes enjoyment and then plop, 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 plop in my face for 30 years. So, you know, but when one is covered by illusion, one considers pain pleasure and pleasure pain. Srila Prabhupada gives a very graphic example of a camel. It really does exist. Camels are not known for their brain. So they very much like a certain tree, which is a thorny twigs, which they chew off the tree and they chew on it. And they think these twigs are really tasty. Why? Well, because the thorns are cutting their mouths, so actually they taste their own blood. And they think actually that's the tree which tastes like this. So they like this. They say, and then they actually hurt themselves. So the pleasure in the material world is very often means hurting oneself and hurting others. Because I want to enjoy this way. Here I don't want to enjoy your way. No, I enjoy this way. And then immediately there's an interest of conflicts and that is trouble. So whoever doesn't believe it can try it out. It works really wonderfully. There's a precise action and reaction calculation going on. So we are the cause of the pain. They cannot say, oh God, what kind of God is this causing so much pain? War, pestilence, nature catastrophes, you know. What kind of God is this? I spoke recently to a woman, Christian, who was spending her whole life in charity and helping others. A very altruistic, motivated person. Her job is actually counseling people in a hospital. You know, yeah. Something devotees probably would feel very comfortable with. Yeah, why not? Great. Because hospital, jail, and this kind of extreme places, people can start to get thoughtful sometimes, you know. They start to ask questions which they normally don't ask. Why they did cut off my leg? I don't know. You know, why am I dying here? I don't know. Why was I put in this jail? I didn't do really that much. There are so many people, they do much worse things, and they don't get caught. They are not sitting in jail. Why me? So this is relevant questions, of course. But this lady was quite confused. She was especially when counseling small children who are dying. You know, young, small children get leukemia and they are dying. They are under severe treatment and they don't understand why it's happening. They cannot accommodate the fact of death. You know, old men, it's kind of quite evident. They don't also want to hear about it and they don't want to accept it, but it's quite evident. Teeth are out and you know, and this whole body just shrinks and invalidity arrives, it becomes evident the show is over. But for a small child, what is this? And this lady couldn't understand that. She was thinking she goes sometimes home completely traumatized, she couldn't sleep, you know, because she sees these little children and they are dying and what did they do? What did they do wrong? And she is religious, but she cannot just put it together because she doesn't understand the cause and she still thinks in a bodily terms. We are the small body and big body and Indian body and Western body and this is all external. The real thing is that there is the soul inside the person. This is all external covering. So, and that person is the cause of certain actions which will bring certain reactions. So this is the general law of karma and this is effective on everybody. Nobody can escape. So then we know that small child is just a small body, but not long time ago it was an old body, person living in an old body. And there he did many things. For that he has to, you know, suffer reaction in this lifetime in this body. It's just a question of timing. We are all dead already. It's a question of when. Sometimes they say, in this country there is a 60% death rate. No, we have information for everybody. In every country there is a 100% death rate. The question is only when. Just because he died earlier as a child, this is just a question of timing. But dying he will do anyway. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whoever is born here, he will also die. And that we can clearly observe. We don't need much, subtle evidence for that. It's all around us. So this is what the reality of Krishna consciousness is. Now the interesting part comes when we start to actually rediscover our original nature. When we start to more and more see how we are not this body, that actually we are living in this body. In the meanwhile, things go on. Now it's warm, soon it's cold again. Somebody comes and tells you have beautiful body. Somebody comes and tells you have ugly body. Somebody gives you some money. Somebody steals some money from you. Sometimes this is all kind of a little bit external. This will happen one way or another. We cannot avoid it. Even a person who will sit on a corner of the street doing nothing. Some people will say, wow, look, there's a yogi sitting here. That must be a very advanced person. And some people will come and say, oh, the bum sitting here. They will kick on your face, get up. So that you cannot avoid. Friends and enemies. Some people will like you, some people will hate you. It doesn't matter. You can be the most ugly person in this world, still some people will like you and some people will hate you. You can be the most beautiful person, still they will like you and they will hate you. It's unavoidable. Usually like beauty, it's very often connected to stupidity. How is it possible that ladies actually, surrender to some process where they walk up and down, it's called the catwalk, and demonstrate some ridiculous dress, which is often not even a dress, it's more undress as dress. And they walk like rabbits back and forth like this, and they think this is wonderful. They fight for that career. I also want to walk up and down like this, half naked. I mean, how much stupid you can be. If I would tell you now, hey, part of the Sandifis is that everybody walks in a courtyard back and forth like this, half naked, I guess most of you think this man went crazy. What has this to do with Krishna consciousness? And it's a fact. This is crazy. And people do millions of these kind of things. They just do things, hang from mountains and climb up mountains. For what? Flying in the sky, doing all kinds of things, jumping from bridges on a gummy string, just hanging this, hanging that, trying this, trying that. For what reason? What is the meaning? Just to get some experience out of that ordinary body. Yes, we don't want to be this body. But some people chant Hare Krishna and some people jump from a bridge on a gummi string. But the effects will look very different. Because when you chant Hare Krishna, something will happen. You will more and more discover, hey, it's actually me chanting. It's not some artificial external process. This is very wonderfully described by Srila Prabhupada in a letter to a disciple. Srila Prabhupada wrote many, many letters, inspiring his disciples to preach all over the world. There was no internet, there was no emails. He wrote, every day, maybe 10, 20 letters, while traveling around the world, while translating his books, while giving programs, lectures, everything, all at once. I mean, he slept 4 hours a day or something like that. That gives you some time. So in that letter he writes, it is a fact that wherever we go, if we simply let people to hear our chanting, and if we repeat what we have heard from the bona fide spiritual master, then surely many, many sincere souls will become attracted to our movement. This is because Krishna consciousness is lying dormant in every living entity, just like fire is dormant within a match. If you simply strike the match, then the fire within will come in a blazing light. Our method of striking the match is Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
This vibration is sufficient to awaken the sleeping spirit soul to the fact that Krishna is there. And if we try to remember Him always and spread this message of Bhagavad Gita, then our life becomes perfect. And we are perfectly executing our position as a part and parcel of the Lord. Now, the people are afraid of this. They think, when I am part and parcel of something, then I'm just part and parcel of some table. You know, so that makes me to a non-living, you know, passive, you know, brainless gizmo, which is just part of some process. You switch and then the light goes on. No, it's not like this at all. There is so much individuality in Krishna consciousness. As a matter of fact, when we chant, then the real individuality comes out. Our real spiritual nature. We already have that spiritual nature, now it's just covered. It's inactive. So Krishna consciousness means nothing as to activate that what is already there. Therefore we don't create followers of Krishna, we just introduce people to the process, and then it's up to everybody how much he wants to be covered or uncovered. An uncovering process is sometimes not only surprising, it's shocking. Because as we uncover our spiritual identity, we also realize our material conditioning. You know, this is when we are in the body. Like example, you are locked in a car. Just imagine, you were born in a car and you never came out. You think, this is me. You know, you hear the sound, and then here I'm driving, and you grow up behind the steering wheel, you think, this is me. I'm living here, that's me. You will never even understand what kind of car, because you never went outside of the car and had to look how it looks like. You are locked in the car. So every morning we are waking up, the blinker goes on, you know, the engine goes, and then we go through the day. We join the traffic of others, it's called social life. You know, and then we pile up with other cars. But nobody knows actually what a real car he is driving. We are trying even to designate our cars. I'm driving fancy Porsche. No, sorry, it's an old Volkswagen. That's what you got. There are 8,400,000 different cars. You can choose. And then, so, and now Krishna consciousness, we suddenly get the opportunity to raise a little bit above the car and see, my God, my whole life I was driving an old junky Volkswagen. And I was thinking, what a fancy car I have. There's no harm to realize that. Because we don't care in Krishna consciousness what kind of car who is driving. The question is, where is he driving? Which direction? That's the important part. So there are basically 4 kinds of cars, quality of cars. The more intellectual one, the more dynamic managerial one, the more money-making enjoyment one, and then the plain one, which is just enjoyment as it comes. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, these basic qualities. Now there are blends and mixtures. It's not always clear, especially in Kali Yuga. Srila Prabhupada used to call us the members of an unknown caste. But it's good to know what kind of car we are driving, because there are very different cars. But in Krishna consciousness, ultimately it doesn't matter. These are fancy Brahminical Porsches lying upside down in the ditches, you know, on the roof, not driving anymore. Why? Because they just played with the car too much and they speculate themselves out of Krishna consciousness. You know, brain in itself, if not used for Krishna, can be very dangerous. Especially intelligent. The intelligence is there. Intelligence means to find ways. Now, intelligence in Krishna consciousness means to simplify. In a material sense, intelligence means to complicate. You know, science. It's so complicated that nobody understands anything anymore. It's very, very complicated. Science, very complicated. We have to research the mysteries of the universe until we are completely lost. You know, at the end, it's unbelievable what scientists can produce. You know, at the end, as I say, you don't see the forest because of so many trees. You're just lost in details. In Swedish they call it fuck idiot. Very specialized idiot. He knows everything about some gizmo, some, you know, how things works, but he cannot tap even his shoes. So this is basically waste in brain. Prabhupada didn't consider this to be intelligent. Intelligence actually means to find the essence. What is important and what is not important. There are so many things to be known, so many things to speculate about, but what is really important? The important thing is that we are all dying. That's quite embarrassing situation. If somebody would just come here, grab you on the neck, you know, take you out, and you will never come back because he will kill you, it's not very nice. But this is all going to happen to us. In the middle of the action, sometimes we will be grabbed and finished, out of the car, finished. Yeah, but I want to have a car. Well, you can have one next lifetime, a new one, a fresh one. But maybe amongst the 8,400,000 different cars, it may not be the human car. There are other cars too. Anything that is moving, flying, crawling around, that's bodies. And in these bodies there is the same soul. It's just the birds here sitting on the trees, they don't have a problem to discuss Bhagavad Gita, really. You know, they have other problems.